Imagine a world where energy is no longer a limitation, a world where every home, every vehicle, every machine is powered effortlessly, forever. No fuel shortages, no power outages, no environmental destruction. Factories hum with infinite energy, spacecraft soar between planets without limits, and cities shine like stars, never flickering, never dark. What if we unlocked unlimited energy? This isn't just some far-off fantasy. It's a question that could redefine civilization itself. Right now, everything we do, from turning on a light to flying across the world, is shackled by the availability of energy. Energy shapes our societies, our economies, our very way of life. We've spent centuries trying to control it, harness it, and make it last. But what if we didn't have to worry about making it last? What if energy was as abundant as the air we breathe? How would that change the world? Before we dive in, a quick thought. Every great journey starts with a few brave explorers. Right now, Cosmic Whispers is just beginning, and your support means everything. If you enjoy unraveling the mysteries of the universe, hit subscribe. It's free, and it helps us grow this community together. Now let's go back in time, because to understand what unlimited energy could mean, we need to look at how energy has shaped our past. When early humans discovered fire, it wasn't just a way to stay warm. It was the beginning of something bigger. Fire gave us the ability to cook food, making it easier to digest and unlocking more nutrients. It allowed us to forge tools, craft weapons, and fend off predators. It let us expand into colder regions, breaking the limits of where humans could live. That simple discovery set the stage for everything that followed. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, coal, steam, and later electricity. These weren't just new energy sources, they were catalysts that reshaped the world. Factories emerged, mass production skyrocketed, railroads spanned continents, cities grew taller, trade flourished, and human life expectancy doubled. But with every leap forward, a new problem arose. Energy always came at a cost. Coal polluted the air, oil led to wars, nuclear energy raised fears of disaster. The search for power had consequences. Now, here we are in the modern era. We've expanded our options, solar, wind, hydro, nuclear, but the struggle remains the same. Fossil fuels are finite and environmentally destructive. Renewables are promising but require vast infrastructure. Even nuclear fission, while powerful, carries risks of waste and meltdown. Despite all our advancements, we are still bound by the constraints of energy. But what if we weren't? So where could unlimited energy come from? What technologies could shatter the limits? One of the most promising candidates is nuclear fusion, the same process that powers the sun. If you've ever felt the warmth of sunlight on your skin, you've already experienced its power. Unlike fission, which splits atoms apart, fusion merges them, releasing an immense amount of energy with virtually no pollution. It's clean, efficient, and in theory limitless. But here's the catch. Replicating the conditions of the sun on Earth is no small feat. Fusion requires temperatures exceeding 100 million degrees, hotter than the core of the sun itself. Containing such extreme reactions is one of the greatest engineering challenges of our time. Yet we're getting closer. The world's largest fusion project, ITER, is currently under construction in France. It's an international collaboration, bringing together scientists from around the globe in an effort to make fusion a reality. Meanwhile, private companies like Helion and Commonwealth Fusion Systems are working on smaller, more scalable reactors. If any of these projects succeed, fusion energy could provide virtually unlimited power, changing the course of human history forever. But fusion isn't the only possibility. There's also the mind-bending concept of zero-point energy. This idea, rooted in quantum physics, suggests that even the vacuum of empty space is teeming with energy. If we could somehow tap into this unseen reservoir, we would have access to a power source beyond anything we've ever imagined. Sound like science fiction? Maybe. But so did electricity before it was harnessed. And then there's antimatter, the most powerful energy source known to science. When matter and antimatter collide, they annihilate each other in a perfect conversion of mass into energy, far more efficient than even nuclear fusion. Just a few grams of antimatter could power an entire city for days. The problem? Producing and storing antimatter is one of the greatest technological hurdles humanity faces. Right now, it takes more energy to create antimatter than we get from it. But if that ever changes, it could revolutionize everything, from space travel to global energy supply. So what happens if we crack the code? If unlimited energy becomes reality, how does the world change? Would it lead to a golden age of prosperity, or unleash new dangers we can't yet foresee? The consequences, both good and bad, are what we'll explore next. Unlimited energy. If we had it, our world would transform overnight. But how? Would life become a utopia of endless innovation where every human need is met effortlessly? Or would we face new problems, ones we can't yet imagine? To truly grasp what unlimited energy could mean, let's explore its impact on society, technology, and even the future of human evolution. First, think about transportation. Today, every car, plane, and ship depends on fuel, whether it's gasoline, electricity, or hydrogen. Energy limits how fast we travel, how far we can go, and even what's possible. But in a world of unlimited energy, these limitations vanish. Imagine electric cars that never need to recharge, because roads themselves generate and transmit power wirelessly. Planes that cross the world in minutes, powered by engines that never run out of fuel. Cargo ships that move entire cities' worth of goods across oceans without a single drop of oil. Even personal flying vehicles, something we've long dreamed of, could become a reality if energy is no longer a concern. Now take it even further. Space travel. The single biggest obstacle to exploring the cosmos is energy. Rockets burn enormous amounts of fuel just to escape Earth's gravity, limiting where we can go. But with unlimited energy, interplanetary travel becomes routine. Space stations could be powered indefinitely, colonies on the Moon and Mars would flourish, and journeys to the outer planets, once unthinkable, could become a matter of choice rather than technological limitation. And beyond that, the ultimate dream, interstellar travel. With enough energy, concepts like warp drives or antimatter propulsion could leave the realm of theory and become reality, allowing us to explore distant star systems, perhaps even finding new homes beyond Earth. Back on our home planet, the effects would be just as profound. Imagine cities with no power grids because energy flows freely through the air. Factories that produce goods on demand, powered by reactors that never run out. Entire nations freed from the struggle for oil, gas, or coal. No more blackouts, no more shortages. Just abundant, limitless power for all. And what about the cost of living? Energy affects everything: food production, manufacturing, water purification. If energy were free, prices for nearly everything could plummet. Clean drinking water could be produced in unlimited quantities, solving global water shortages. Crops could grow in vertical farms powered by endless light and warmth, eliminating hunger. But wait, would it really be that simple? Would a world of unlimited energy automatically mean a world of peace and prosperity? Or would it introduce new conflicts, new dangers? History has shown that every great technological leap comes with unintended consequences. When humanity learned to harness fire, we used it for warmth, but also for war. When we unlocked the power of the atom, we built nuclear reactors, but also nuclear bombs. Would unlimited energy follow the same pattern? One possible danger is overconsumption. If energy has no cost, what stops us from using it recklessly? Right now, industries are forced to conserve energy because it's expensive. But in a world where power is free, would we build endlessly, consuming Earth's resources at an unsustainable rate? Would we flood the planet with artificial light, disrupting ecosystems? Would we power machines so vast they reshape landscapes overnight? The balance of nature could be thrown into chaos simply because there would be nothing limiting our reach. Then there's the political question. Today, energy is power in more ways than one. Nations rise and fall based on their energy resources. Wars are fought over oil. Alliances are built around energy trade. But what happens when energy is no longer a commodity? Would governments lose control over their economies? Would energy giants, the oil and gas industries of today, collapse overnight, triggering economic chaos? Or would new powers rise, those who control the technology behind unlimited energy. Could an elite few still find ways to monopolize power, ensuring that even in a world of infinite energy, inequality remains? And what about safety? Fusion reactors, antimatter storage, zero-point energy devices. These technologies could be revolutionary, but they could also be catastrophic if misused. A fusion plant meltdown, though unlikely, could release unimaginable amounts of energy. An antimatter explosion could dwarf even the most powerful nuclear bomb. And if we ever learn to tap into zero-point energy, the very fabric of space itself, who's to say we won't unleash forces we don't fully understand? Still, despite the risks, the possibilities are too incredible to ignore. Imagine a world where no one struggles to keep the lights on, a world where human potential is no longer bound by energy shortages or climate concerns. The potential for innovation, exploration, and progress would be limitless. But here's the real question: what happens to us? Do we stay the same, just with better technology? Or does unlimited energy push us into an entirely new stage of evolution, where the very definition of what it means to be human begins to change? Unlimited energy wouldn't just transform the world, it would transform us. Imagine a future where humans are no longer bound by the same biological and technological limits. Right now, energy constrains everything we do. Our bodies need food. For fuel, our brains need rest to recharge, and our technology, no matter how advanced, depends on power sources that eventually run dry. But if energy were infinite, how much would we change? Would we still be the same species, or would we evolve into something entirely new? Let's start with the most immediate impact: the human body. Today, medical advancements are limited by energy. Life-saving machines require vast amounts of power, and high-tech treatments like gene editing and nanotechnology are still costly and difficult to scale. But with unlimited energy, these technologies could become widespread. Hospitals could run advanced diagnostic scans 24/7, instantly detecting diseases before they even develop. Artificial organs could be powered indefinitely, ending the need for transplants. Nanobots, microscopic machines, could be deployed into our bodies, repairing damaged cells in real time, potentially making aging reversible. And then there's cybernetics. Right now, we're already experimenting with brain-computer interfaces, devices that let people control machines with their thoughts. But these systems require energy, and batteries have limits. If energy constraints were removed, we could see the rise of fully integrated human-machine hybrids. Imagine enhancing your brain with unlimited computational power, storing vast amounts of knowledge instantly, or even communicating telepathically through advanced neural implants. Could we become something more than human? And if so, would we still be us? The implications go beyond just individuals. Imagine entire civilizations where energy flows freely, like air. Our cities would no longer be built around power plants or energy hubs. They could be structured in ways that maximize human potential. Floating cities in the sky, deep-sea colonies illuminated by limitless energy, or even megastructures in space, vast orbiting habitats powered by the sun's full potential. But even that is just the beginning. With unlimited energy, we could finally construct a Dyson sphere, a theoretical megastructure that surrounds a star, capturing its entire energy output. Instead of just harnessing a fraction of the sun's power with solar panels, we could use it all, making humanity a Type 2 civilization on the Kardashev scale, a classification system that measures a civilization's level of technological advancement based on its energy consumption. Right now, we're barely a Type 1 civilization, meaning we haven't even mastered all of Earth's energy yet. Unlimited energy could propel us beyond that, setting us on a course to one day control the energy of entire galaxies. And what about space itself? If power were no longer a concern, colonizing other planets would be easy. Terraforming, turning barren worlds into habitable ones, would no longer be a dream. We could generate artificial atmospheres, create oceans where none exist, and warm, frozen planets into lush new Earths. Mars, Europa, Titan, each of these distant worlds could be transformed into thriving human settlements, no longer bound by energy limitations. But as we reach for the stars, a question emerges. Are we alone? If energy is the biggest barrier to space travel, and we overcome it, then what happens when other civilizations do the same? The Fermi Paradox, the mystery of why we haven't detected intelligent extraterrestrial life, suggests that either we are alone, or that something is preventing civilizations from advancing too far. What if unlimited energy pushes us beyond that invisible barrier? Could we finally find others among the stars? Or would we encounter something that was never meant to be found? The deeper we go into this future, the more unsettling the possibilities become. If we master energy on an infinite scale, do we become gods, able to create and destroy at will? Or do we become something else entirely, something unrecognizable? And that brings us to the final question. Should we unlock unlimited energy? Is it the key to a golden age of progress, or the Pandora's box that could unravel everything? That's what we'll explore next. Unlimited energy, a gift or a curse? We've explored the incredible possibilities, a world without energy constraints where technology, society, and even humanity itself transcend every limitation. A future where disease is eliminated, space travel becomes routine, and entire planets are transformed into thriving civilizations. But now comes the hardest question of all. Should we unlock unlimited energy? Because history has taught us a painful lesson. Every great power comes with great responsibility. And when power is limitless, responsibility becomes infinite. Imagine the moment we finally achieve it. The day fusion reactors run endlessly, antimatter is safely stored, or zero-point energy is tapped into. At first, it's celebrated. The world watches in awe as an era of energy scarcity ends overnight. Industries that once relied on fossil fuels collapse, but new ones rise to take their place. Cities reshape, technology accelerates, and borders begin to blur as nations realize energy is no longer a weapon to be fought over. Poverty, once fueled by lack of resources, begins to vanish. Wars over oil and gas fade into history. It seems like we've entered a golden age. But then, cracks begin to form. What happens when energy has no cost? When anything that can be powered is powered. Industries no longer restrained by energy constraints begin expanding uncontrollably, consuming raw materials at an unsustainable rate. Ecosystems, already fragile, struggle under the weight of human expansion. With unlimited energy, we could turn deserts into forests, melt polar ice caps, or even control weather patterns. But should we? Should we play gods, reshaping Earth without understanding the consequences? And what about power in the other sense? The control over this technology. Unlimited energy could mean equality for all, but it could also mean unchecked power for the few who control its distribution. Even if energy is infinite, the machines, devices, and systems that use it still need materials. The corporations or governments that own the infrastructure for limitless energy could hold more control than any empire in history. Would they freely give it away? Or would they find new ways to regulate, limit, or weaponize it? Think about nuclear energy. It was originally developed as a power source, but its first major use was in war. What happens when we apply that pattern to something even greater? If antimatter propulsion allows us to travel between the stars, does antimatter weaponry become a new existential threat? If we tap into the fundamental energy of the universe itself, do we risk triggering forces we cannot contain? A single miscalculation, an unstable reaction, or a deliberate act of destruction could unleash energy far beyond what humanity has ever witnessed. And then, there's the question of us. If energy is limitless, and technology can advance without barriers, what do we become? Do we upload our consciousness into machines, living forever as digital beings powered by eternal energy? Do we modify ourselves so extensively, enhancing our bodies, our minds, that we cease to be human in any recognizable sense? Would we even need Earth anymore? If we can construct megastructures in space, tap into the power of stars, and bend matter to our will, does our home planet become irrelevant? At what point do we stop being the humans who once discovered fire and start becoming something else entirely? This is the paradox of unlimited energy. It could be our greatest triumph, or our undoing. It could elevate us to a new era of enlightenment, or it could accelerate our downfall. The answer doesn't just lie in the technology itself, it lies in us, in how we choose to use it. So now the question is yours to answer. If you could press a button and unlock unlimited energy for the world, knowing everything we've explored, would you? Let's talk about it. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think would really happen if we unlocked infinite energy? Would it be a paradise, or something else entirely? And if you enjoyed this journey through the possibilities of the future, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who love diving into the unknown. Your support helps us keep exploring the biggest questions in the universe. Until next time, keep wondering.